Ladies and gentlemen, we are just about a week away from the start of Tennessee Titans training camp. Everyone will be attending, and you'll be able to get all the good looks at what we're going to be seeing this upcoming fall. We're very excited. Let's jump right into today's show. Shane, start us up.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. Talking Titans.
With the first pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Cameron Ward, quarterback, Miami.
The sickest Tennessee Titans podcast. It's gonna be sick.
All right, we are back again. Jarett, how are we doing today, brother?
Pretty good, man. Can't wait for next week. Wednesday is the start of training camp. Tuesday, the players are reporting, so we're going to get all that good content from all of our reporters over there, and hopefully we can bring one of them on the show live from training camp. So, still working on that. But all good, man.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that I'm most excited about is just being able to see Cam work with the entire staff. Obviously, it's been pretty exclusive right now. He's been doing a lot of his work with the rookies, a couple vets here and there, but to be able to have the whole roster, or at least the makings of what our roster is going to be, it's going to be exciting. And I just can't believe how quick this whole process is going.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll be in Denver. It'll be a blink of an eye. We'll be in Denver.
I mean, the way training camp goes and the preseason games goes, and you're starting to plan out the rest of your summer, especially for us. You're like, oh, Labor Day weekend's here. Oh, we got this. We got fantasy football. All of a sudden, you're at the start of the season, like you just said. September 7th is going to come very quick. But the thing that's been getting me through to where we are right now is obviously these Cam Ward documentaries. Have you seen? I mean, you've probably seen the two of them.
I'm watching them. Yep.
So, I mean, every time that's on, I'm always watching it just to see how he's working with the receivers and the way he's talking and his aura that he's building. It's just really fun to see because, like I said, we thought we had it. Well, I'm going to speak for myself. I thought I had it with Will Levis last year going to Cabo, and it just never worked out in Will Levis's terms as Tennessee Titans quarterback.
Yeah, one thing that I really can't stress how happy I am that I continue to see is how much Cam Ward praises Calvin Ridley. I mean, obviously you're to expect that. You're the number one overall quarterback. You're talking about your number one receiver, but man, this guy just drools over Calvin Ridley, and I can understand why. I mean, he's undoubtedly one of the best route runners in the league, but to see them have the sort of connection they have already, and at least it seems how much they've been getting along already. These are all great things. Obviously none's going to matter till we see the product in the field on Sundays, and there's a lot of other outside elements that are going to be heavily affecting how this kid does his first year. But just everything we've seen to this point, leadership-wise, relationship-wise, I mean, he's just checking every box, and I'm at a point now where I keep saying to myself, I can't fall into the trap again. You know what I mean? Like I want to shower this kid with just absolute support nonstop on all the platforms. But it's like I don't want to be the venom. The venom's still in my blood from all these other snakes.
Yeah, we've been scarred. We've definitely been scarred for all these years. But I mean, I think Cam Ward, knock on wood, will turn this franchise around, and we're going to have that quarterback, I think, hopefully for the next 10 to 15 years. And there's going to be a lot of wins coming back to the Tennessee Titans like we had a couple of years ago with Derrick Henry and Ryan Tannehill that everybody shitted on. So I think we're in good hands right now. But just to switch gears now, okay? We've talked a lot about Cam Ward. We talked a lot about these young wide receivers and the OTAs and the mini camps and training camp. Now we're at that lull period. We're waiting for the content to come out for training camp. So switch things up a little bit and switching gears. Let's talk about our greatest Titans memories and who's your favorite Titan of all time. What's your favorite game you ever attended or even watched? So just to start things off here, if we exclude the Freak, Steve McNair, Eddie George, who is your all-time favorite Titan besides those three?
It's definitely Chris Johnson, because the reason being is just because Chris Johnson is really, I don't know if I'm as big of a fan as I am right now if it wasn't for Chris Johnson. My dad, so obviously my dad was an Oiler fan. Then when they went to Tennessee, he followed. I was born before they even came to Tennessee. My point being, in the early stages of my childhood, I'd be bringing my Game Boy or whatever to the sports bars. He'd be watching the games. I'm just kind of there in spirit. But Chris Johnson shows up, and I'm like, this is the most incredible thing I've ever watched. And he really was, even though it was unfortunately pretty short lived, at least as a Titan. But he was must watch TV, and I became infatuated with the team. Once I saw him playing on Sundays, so it's got to be Chris Johnson for me. What about you, though?
Yeah, I mean, excluding obviously the other three, Chris Johnson is definitely a good one to go with. I mean, I would have probably went with him as well, but just to play,
Yeah.
another role. I don't want to agree with you on that because, like I said, when I was in high school, it's either screens and tosses to Chris Johnson on Madden, and he's gone, and you're all playing, and you're busting chops with your friends, and you got the best running back in the game. But all that aside, if I'm going best Titan for me, obviously I'm going to go with the other running back, and that's Derrick Henry. I didn't want to let him leave Tennessee when he went to the Ravens. I think that was just a low blow in my opinion. Obviously, go to the Ratbirds, but Derrick Henry was another one. My kids started to grow up on him. That's why they started to become a Titans fan too, obviously because of me. But just his games, where it was the 99-yard touchdown run, and it was just not too long ago that we had those runs. Me and you met in New England. Derrick Henry went off for 189 yards and a touchdown that day, and then that whole playoff run. I mean, he was just electric for us, and especially even in the Bengals game when he got hurt, and then he came back for that playoff game against the Bengals, and how electric the stadium was to see him come back.
He didn't
Still,
do
I mean,
anything,
I
but
know
it
it
was
wasn't the
electric.
outcome. It wasn't the outcome that we wanted, but just to see him, run out of that tunnel, it's just like for us to. If I was there, I mean, I would have had goosebumps as well. I mean, I sat on the couch and had goosebumps, but Derrick Henry brought that dynamic
Oh yeah.
to the team, just like Chris Johnson, just like all these other players. But if I had to do that, that would be Derrick Henry.
What was our second one? Was game, right?
Yeah, either greatest game that you've seen or watched, or let's split it up. We could do greatest game that you watched, and then the
Okay.
greatest game that you attended.
Yeah. So greatest game I watched got to be the Mariota Kansas City playoff game. Just because of like how incredible that was. Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of no the
No, you're
yeah
right.
the
Mariota. Yeah.
Mariota
Yep.
against Kansas City game that got us to New England.
Yep.
Just like everything about that was just I can picture myself watching it with my dad again, and then when he threw the block at the end to win the game, Mariota, it was just like I never felt that experience to that point as an adult,
Yeah.
like a big Titan playoff win was just like nothing I'd ever experienced yet. So it was just like the way it happened, it was just insane. That was it for me. What about you?
Yeah. So I'm gonna bring it back just a little bit. I don't want to go to Music City Miracle because we were all too young at that time. I was 9, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to the Vince era stage where they came back and they had that game-winning drive against the
Houston?
Cardinals, and he threw that touchdown to
Oh
Kenny
yeah, the
Britt.
Brit, yeah.
That was a drive and a half, dude. And I remember sitting at my grandparents' house. I mean, nothing really came out of it. It was just the way he orchestrated that drive down the field. I think it was like 4th down or whatever it was. Uh, and I think it was that same year that they came back against the Giants too. They were down like 21-0 in the 4th, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden they stormed back and he rushed. But I think that Arizona game where he hit Kenny Britt, across the middle of the goal, the end zone. I think that was
Want to hear a fun fact about that game? That's the last. That is the last Titans game that I missed.
really.
I did not watch that game. I was with for whatever reason, I wasn't with my dad that Sunday. And I mean, this was 2007 or
God
6.
knows, somewhere around that era.
Yeah, so there was like, there was no other avenue to watch it. I think I was on NFL.com at the time, just kind of watching those helmets go back and forth.
That's the worst.
Yeah. But that was the last Titan game I missed. And of course, obviously it was a historic one. But I knew when I saw the highlights of that game, I'm like, yep, this is never happening again. And I was like 12 at the time. So, but now we'll go to best game ever been at. this is obviously well, not obviously, but it's pretty simple. I'm sure it'll be this one will have to have the same. The game, the New England playoff game, to get us to Baltimore. I mean, yeah, that's Tom Brady's last game as a Patriot as well, which is just another amazing addition to that, which not many people can say.
Yep.
So that was it for me, obviously.
Yeah, been to a handful, but obviously that one. I mean, just the whole day leading up to it.
Yeah.
Drove up to New England. The tailgate was insane. There was a lot of people. We all met Amy there at the tailgate. She came and hung out with us for a while at that tailgate that we were at, and just knowing that it was going to be one of those defensive games where it was going to be back and forth. And when we pulled ahead, it was 14-13, I think it was.
Something like
And
that.
and then Kern, he pinned them back at like the 6 or the 5 or something. At that point, I was like, this is over. I looked at my friend and I said, oh my God, we're going to do this. And then the pick, the last throw that Tom Brady threw in New England was a pick to Logan Ryan. I mean, I went absolute bananas
Yeah.
up on the top section. I mean, I was jacked up. And at that point, you weren't convincing me that we weren't going to the Super Bowl at that point.
Well,
And damn, we were close.
You're right to an extent, but that's a game that Ryan Tannehill threw for like 90 yards. So.
Oh yeah, but Derrick Henry in the defense carried that
Henry
game, and that was their plan coming right up.
Yeah.
We were going to run the ball right down your throat, and that's exactly what they did.
And then it led to our demise in Kansas City, but it was still an incredible run. And that game, forget it. I mean, and the story with Amy, meeting her and everything that happened there was just great. Everything about that whole. I mean, a lot of it was a blur, but for most of it, pretty awesome. So yeah, that's an easy pick there. But all right, you ready to rock and roll into our?
Yeah, you start this up this week.
Okay, I'll start this one up. I don't know. I think honestly, I think you're gonna get this one, and I think it's gonna be relatively quick. Let's go, Shane. Here we go.
Is that Vinny Fuller?
Yes, it is. There you go.
Okay.
I knew that. After the last couple of weeks, I had to give you something a little.
No, I liked last week. I think last week was Denar Cersei, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was different. I like the little tests.
Yeah.
That's good. You should be able to get this one. I gave 2 pictures just in case you don't. Shane, you can show the mugshot first, and then you can show the player.
Oh. Oh.
If you want to see it, if you want to see him,
I know who that is.
Show him in uniform.
Oh my God, I'm drawing such a blank. Now that's not going to help me.
It's not going to help you with the
Other than
quarterback
seeing,
behind.
Oh well, that's
so you know that
that's
error.
not Mariota. That's
our boy Hasselbeck.
Yeah. Go back to the first one. That's the one.
I can give you nicknames.
God.
I can give you initials whenever you want. This is why I love this game.
Does his first name start with a W?
No. Played 8 seasons.
I didn't hear you. Is that yes or no?
That's a no, but he played 8 seasons.
Yeah, he did.
Second team All Pro in 2008.
This is gonna really, really fucking piss me off. Of course, I know this is. The initials are probably gonna give it to me, and I don't want to. I want to.
I'll give you a nickname. You want a nickname or the initials?
Give me the initial. Give me the nickname.
Big Country.
Yeah, that doesn't help. I can tell by looking at him. He's a big country.
DS is the initials.
This one's gonna fucking. It's a complete brain fart.
Was like me 2 weeks ago.
It's a complete brain fart.
You tapping? David Stewart, right tackle.
Oh, David Stewart. I mean, we were just so bad then. So bad.
He was a part of that Chris Johnson 2,000 yard offensive line as well. That was literally our bookends. Michael Roos and him.
David Stewart. Wow. What was the other side?
Michael Roos.
Yeah, Michael Roos.
Him and the both of them. We didn't have to worry about tackles for a while. I mean,
wow. David Stewart.
Hopefully we have that now going forward with Moore and Latham.
Yeah, Latham better be he better be all pro at right tackle, man. Because he was pretty average last year. I don't care what anyone says. I know he was a rookie, but he's picked in the top 10, right? He was a top 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're supposed to be better half of the league on day one as a tackle in the top 10 of the draft. He was below average as a left tackle. Everyone wanted to switch, me included, now that I was able to confirm that he did play right tackle at Alabama, because I was always confused and thought that it was the other way around. He needs to be excellent right tackle. And I have a good feeling he will be.
I think that and Zeitler's going to help out a lot, especially, you're pairing him up with a third-year pro last year with, the hell's his name? Pete.
Yeah.
You're pairing up with him versus Zeitler. I think the veteran presence, especially now with Dan Moore on the other side to help him out, Skoronski, and now you got Zeitler on the right. I think it's an even pair, and I think they're gonna hold it down. Hopefully, I've been saying that for the last couple of years about the offensive line, but who knows? I'm very optimistic about that.
It's funny that you bring that up. One thing I wanted to say that I don't know why I didn't think about this last week. Another thing to keep in that needs to be put into account here. As awful as our offensive line has been for the last, let's say, almost 4 years now, we've never had a quarterback that can escape pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And this goes, I'm sorry, no matter what you want to say, Tannehill had his moments, but Tannehill only ran north. That's it. Okay? Once he got out of the pocket, he was running north. He wasn't running south, east, and west.
Yep.
So, and obviously before that, Mariota, up until pretty much his second year, or I should say, he was only mobile until his second year. Then he just forgot, with the injury, it was a disaster there. So it's going to affect our offensive line to an extent, not having a quarterback that can extend the play in any capacity. So if you can pair up in a line that's even average with a guy like Cam Ward, who has plenty of tape showing that he can handle pressure and extend plays and turn something into nothing. That could just help out tremendously. And like I said, hopefully it's a domino effect, and it all starts with Cam and works its way down. We'll have guys like Io Manor and DK and Restrepo all being names you hear about because of how involved they're getting. Just like all the great quarterbacks do, they make every player on their roster noticeable because they make everyone better. Sky's the limit, and we say it every week. So,
listen, that's why I can't wait next week for football season. We may delay the podcast a little bit. Usually we drop on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, but like I said, with training camp on Wednesday next week, I have to do a Thursday podcast just because I want to see what's going on with training camp and how the first looks. And we're gonna have a lot of clips, so that's gonna be our future for right now. Our excitement for the rest of the offseason.
Absolutely. So as always, guys, we'll keep you locked in. Make sure you check all of our socials about what's to come. We do our best to bring the best content, the best guests each and every week, and all your support helps do that. Guys, we got to get to 2,000 subs. It's crazy how long it's been taking to get there. So if you're watching this point, you're not subscribed, please do that. Like, comment, all that good stuff as always. And we're gonna be buckling up, getting ready for training camp. And we're going to do our best to give you some great guests that have, their ear to the locker room during this pretty awesome time in the season. So hope everyone has a tremendous rest of their week, and we will catch you on the flip. Tighten up, and Shane, you can send us on out.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast Talking Titans on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.